This is one of the craziest stories that shake the internet, and you might have missed it. But imagine this. It's the early hours of October 9th, 2022, and the clock ticks past 3 a.m. in Los Angeles, where once Kanye West, the visionary architect of hip-hop's soulful renaissance, sits in the dim glow of his phone screen. His fingers fly across the keyboard, unleashing a tweet that doesn't just drop a beat. It detonates a bomb. "I'm a bit sleepy tonight, but when I wake up I'm going DEFCON 3 on Jewish people," he types, mangling the military term DEFCON into a chilling war cry, followed by accusations of a shadowy, Jewish agenda blackballing him. He caps it with a twisted claim. "The funny thing is I actually can't be anti-Semitic because black people are actually Jew also." By sunrise, the internet isn't just awake, it's erupting. Screenshots flood timelines. Notifications explode like fireworks gone wrong. And what starts as a rogue rant spirals into a global firestorm, torching bridges, tanking empires, and forcing the world to confront the venom hiding in plain sight. The spark hits Twitter first, where he hadn't posted in nearly 2 years. His account, with 30 million followers, lights up like a match to dry tinder. Within minutes, the tweet racks up thousands of views, but the replies, a torrent of horror. Jewish users like Sammy at Samigalavants fire back immediately. Jewish people have been fucking murdered over this exact rhetoric in the recent past. Her post garners over 1,100 likes and hundreds of retweets, amplifying the raw fear rippling through communities still scarred by Tree of Life. Poway and rising hate crimes. Comedians and activists pile on. Sarah Silverman tweets, "I threatened the Jews yesterday on Twitter, and it's not even trending. Why do mostly only Jews speak up against Jewish hate? The silence is so loud." Her words echoing with 10,000 plus engagements. A gut punch to the bystander effect. Jamie Lee Curtis, voice cracking in an emotional video shared across platforms, chokes back tears. "It's just abhorrent. If we aren't reacting, who are we?" The clip goes viral, racking up millions of views as Hollywood's old guard draws a line in the sand. But it's not just condemnation. The backlash is multifaceted. A digital mob turning on its idol. Black voices, often ye staunchest defenders, feel the sting deepest. Bishop Talbert Swan at Talbert Swan calls out the hypocrisy. So many that are rightfully upset about Kanye's threat to go DEFCON 3 on the Jewish community were deafeningly silent while he was trashing black people. His tweet surges to 1,600 likes, sparking threads dissecting Ye's long history of self-sabotage. From slavery was a choice, to his White Lives Matter stunt days earlier at Paris Fashion Week. John Legend, a former collaborator, shades the cycle. Weird how all these free, independent thinkers always land at the same old anti-blackness and anti-Semitism. Over on Instagram, where he had already been slapped for implying Diddy was puppeted by Jewish people. The platform locks his account entirely. Meta's swift purge feels like a rare win for moderation, but it only funnels the chaos to Twitter, where Elon Musk, fresh off acquiring the Bird app, welcomes Ye back with a casual welcome back to Twitter, my friend, before the tweet vanishes hours later. His account locked for hate speech. By midday, #Kanye West trends worldwide, not with fan art or album drops, but with a deluge of outrage. The Anti-Defamation League, ADL, drops a statement like a gavel. The behavior exhibited this week by Kanye West is deeply troubling. Dangerous and anti-Semitic, period. There is no excuse for his propagating of white supremacist slogans and classic #antisemitism about Jewish power. Their tweet explodes with 50,000 plus likes, retweeted by outlets from the New York Times to BuzzFeed, turning the feed into a classroom on tropes, power, greed, disloyalty that have fueled pogroms for centuries. Politicians wade in. Minnesota AG Keith Ellison warns, after anti-Semitic killings at Tree of Life Synagogue, Kanye West can't be allowed to threaten DEFCON 3 against Jews without wide and public condemnation. Lives are at stake, Joyce Vance, former U.S. attorney, probes the GOP's silence. Kanye West has more than 3 million followers. He threatened to go DEFCON 3 on Jewish people. I don't hear his GOP supporters coming out to condemn this. Her post hits 38,000 likes, igniting debates on how figures like Trump, who later dines with Ye and a Holocaust denier, normalize the noise. Across TikTok and Reddit, the explosion gets visceral. Viral Stitches remix Ye's tweet with Holocaust footage, while subreddits like r/music and r/pofids overflow with threads. Kanye West's Antisemitism, a timeline garners 20,000 upvotes, dissecting his decade of red flags. Memes flood in, swastikas crossed out with Yeezy logos, captions like "From Genius to Gone" in 280 characters. But beneath the virality, pain simmers. Victor Shi at VictorShi 2020 urges gravity. Don't gloss over this because it's coming from Kanye West. Calling for violence and hate against any community is unacceptable. Duty to Warn at Duty to Warn blasts media spin. This comment is not widely criticized as anti-Semitic. It is anti-Semitic. Their call for unvarnished truth resonates, with 11,000 likes pushing outlets to drop qualifiers. The ripple, catastrophic. Adidas yanks their $1.5 billion Yeezy deal within days, citing unacceptable, hateful, and dangerous statements, slashing Ye's net worth by $1.6 billion overnight. Gap, Balenciaga, Vogue all sever ties. Spotify and Apple delist his music from playlists. JP Morgan cuts financial services. Celebrities from David Schwimmer to Piers Morgan pile on. While some fans defend him as a truth-teller, their posts drowned in ratios of disgust. Maida's Touch at Maida's Touch skewers Republicans. Kanye West said he was going to go DEFCON 3 on Jewish people, and now Republicans are once again trying to blame. The victims, Tony at Tony Hussein 4, ties it to MAGA. It's disgusting that #MAGA fascists like Trump and Kanye West are dumping on American Jews. Even Ye half walks it back on TMZ. When he said he wanted to go DEFCON 3 on Jews, he only meant the ones who screwed him over. But the damage lingers, a scar on social media's soul. In the end, this wasn't just a tweet storm. It was a mirror to our fractured feeds, where fame amplifies poison and silence equals complicity. 3 years on, echoes persist. Ye's bans lifted and revoked again. His rants evolving but unrepentant. Yet that October morning, it reminded us, words aren't just wind. They're weapons, and when they fire, the whole damn world feels the blast. If you are just finding this channel, please subscribe and hit the notification button for more.